Hi everyone and welcome back to Mandarin Pod for Children. I'm Grace, your host and Mandarin learning coach. To protect speakers' privacy and enhance audio quality, some or all voices in this episode are created with AI assistance. The content is inspired by real-life classroom experiences of the eChinese learning teaching team. Today's episode is for every parent who's ever heard their child say, "I hate Mandarin." Oof. It stings. It's confusing. It might even make you question your whole decision to sign them up for classes in the first place. So what's really going on when a child resists Mandarin so strongly, and what can we do about it? Joining me today is David, a father from Australia whose 9-year-old son Leo once refused to even look at his Mandarin homework. David, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Grace. This topic hits close to home. There was a point where I genuinely considered pulling Leo out of Mandarin class because it felt like a daily battle.
You're definitely not alone. Let's start from the top. What was Leo's reaction when he first began learning Mandarin?
At first he was curious. The characters looked cool, the teacher was friendly, and it was something different. But about 2 months in, things shifted. He started groaning before class. After class he'd say, "I don't get it," or "Why do I have to learn this?" Then came the big one, "I hate Mandarin."
Ouch. That kind of emotional reaction can be overwhelming for any parent. What do you think triggered that change?
Looking back, I think 2 things happened. First, the novelty wore off. Second, the material got harder, more memorization, less fun. I also think he started noticing that none of his friends were learning Mandarin. He felt isolated, like he was doing something weird.
That's such a key insight. Kids don't always push back because the content itself is bad, they push back because they feel disconnected from it. "I hate Mandarin" often means "I feel alone," or "this is too hard," or "I don't want to fail."
Exactly. It wasn't the language, it was the frustration and the pressure. I didn't see that at first. I thought he was just being lazy. So I tried bribing him ice cream if he finished a worksheet, screen time for completing homework. It worked for a day or 2.
Ah yes, the famous short-term win. But it doesn't build internal motivation.
Right, then I tried sitting down with him and going through the lessons together. Big mistake. I don't speak Mandarin, so I kept mispronouncing things. He got more annoyed. One day he shouted, "You don't even know what you're doing," and left the room.
Oof. And that's where a lot of parents give up. But you didn't. What changed?
I stopped trying to be the teacher. That was the turning point. I realized what Leo needed wasn't a language tutor. He needed someone who made the experience of learning feel safe even when it was hard.
That's exactly right. Emotional safety always comes before language success.
So I asked him one night, "What makes Mandarin class hard?" He said, "I always feel behind. Everyone else knows the answer and I don't." That broke my heart. I told him, "You don't need to be perfect, you just need to try. And I'll try too."
What a powerful thing to say. You made it a team journey instead of a solo struggle.
Yep. From there, we changed our whole approach. No more worksheets at night. Instead, we watched funny Mandarin videos with English subtitles, like cartoon skits or silly songs. No pressure to learn, just to laugh.
You made Mandarin safe again. Fun again.
And slowly he warmed up. One day, out of the blue, he said a phrase from one of the videos. I didn't understand it, but I just smiled and said, "Say it again." He did. Then he translated it. He was proud.
That pride is what rewires the brain for long-term learning. You weren't testing him. You were celebrating him.
Exactly. We even created what we called Mandarin-free zones. I told him, "No one will ever quiz you here." That made him more open in other moments. And when he did share a word, I responded with curiosity, not correction.
This is gold. And I want to pause here to highlight something for our listeners. Resistance isn't failure. Resistance is feedback. It tells you where the fear or frustration lives.
Totally. Once I stopped seeing "I hate Mandarin" as defiance and started seeing it as a signal, everything changed.
That mindset shift from managing a problem to meeting a need is what turns tension into connection. Now tell me, what's your Mandarin routine like today?
It's all optional and it works. Leo listens to a Chinese song in the car. He watches 5 minutes of a Mandarin cartoon in the morning while brushing teeth. He doesn't have to speak, he just gets to hear and absorb. And sometimes he teaches me a word at dinner. If he does, he gets to pick dessert, but it's his choice.
You gave him the power back, and in doing so gave him permission to enjoy the process again.
Exactly. He still says Mandarin is hard, but he doesn't say I hate it anymore. And that's a win.
Absolutely. That's huge. So for every parent listening right now whose child is resisting Mandarin, remember this: rebellion is often a cry for connection. And the best thing you can do isn't force it, it's to soften around it. Let me share a few takeaways from David's journey. First, drop the pressure. If your child is resisting Mandarin, remove the performance element first. Second, use shared entertainment. Mandarin cartoons, songs, or story videos with English subtitles create safe exposure. Third, let them lead. When kids feel in control, they regain curiosity. Fourth, focus on bonding, not testing. Laugh together. Guess meanings. Let them teach you. Fifth, normalize struggle. Tell them it's okay to find it hard and that effort is what matters. David, thank you so much for sharing such an honest and hopeful story.
Thanks, Grace. If this helps just one more family hang in there and keep learning, it's worth it.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, if your child says I hate Mandarin, don't panic. That sentence isn't the end, it's a doorway. Step through it with empathy and you may be amazed what's waiting on the other side. Want more support? You can try a one-on-one Mandarin trial lesson at eChineseLearning.com designed for your child's learning style and needs. Until next time, I'm Grace. Keep it light, keep it loving, and remember, connection always comes before correction.